They had 35 critical business applications across 2 Microsoft tenants, and there was no room for downtime. If anything could go wrong, data, access, licenses, users, the project would have failed in front of board members. This is a true story of how I successfully executed a tenant-to-tenant migration under pressure without even breaking a single application. Hello everyone, my name is Rana Usman and I'm Microsoft Cloud and Security Architect and your Microsoft mentor. And if you are working with Microsoft 365 or Azure migration, this video could save you weeks of stress and thousands of dollars. The client was merging 2 companies. Both had Microsoft 365 tenants, but there was one mistake. Nobody had documented application dependencies, license dependencies, authentication type, and application ownership. 35 applications, SharePoint portals, Power Apps, SSO applications, and some legacy-based on-premises applications tied to Active Directory authentications. No visibility, no central map, but the deadline was non-negotiable. We ran a full audit of enterprise applications in Azure Active Directory, service principals and permissions, certificates and secrets, redirect URI for OAuth applications, license dependencies, and usage stats. And what we found was really scary. Half of the applications were using hard-coded tenant IDs. A lot of applications were using expired secrets, and some of the applications had legacy authentication flows that wouldn't survive a redirect. Here is the exact framework that we used to plan this migration. Classification. We grouped the applications based on their type: SAML, OAuth, legacy. Impact mapping. Who used what and what will break if we move it. Dual tenant strategy. We temporarily federated both of the tenants using cross-tenant sync and B2B guest access. Communication plan. Every stakeholder got a visual timeline so there is no surprises for anyone. Test environments. We cloned the production environment into test tenants and every application was validated before we go live. Migration happened over 2 weekends. Day 1, identity objects were migrated. Day 2, license and email routing was done. Day 3, application redirection and token rotation was done. Day 4, DNS cutover and final switch was done. And how we made it work? Because we had 0 assumptions, we had 0 manual edits, and we had 0 touch migration approach with automation with PowerShell scripts and Azure Graph APIs. We had rollback plans ready. We had playbooks, and even we had a war room ready to go on Microsoft Teams, but luckily we didn't need it. So if you are planning a Microsoft 365 tenant-to-tenant migration, always remember, don't just trust a documentation, audit everything. Treat the application like crown jewels, so plan them first. Build a mirror test tenant before you even touch the production. Automate identity and license mapping. And treat the project like a mini merger, not like a file transfer. So the migration didn't succeed because we were lucky. It got succeeded because we were ruthless about the visibility and we followed a blueprint. And that's why I share these stories. So you don't just learn from my success, but you also learn how you can create it. I am Rana Usman, and this is Microsoft Mentor Movement. And subscribe to learn more about cloud and security strategies from someone who's been in the fire. See you next time.